Traders, investors, peeps, what is going on as your market engineer? We're back in another one. We're talking about Hyliion today, but before we get into that, we need to go over the futures and what's been going on. Now, it's important to note what is happening here, okay? Things have been choppy and since September, and on the 19th and yesterday as well, on the 26th, we had some of the biggest drops that we've seen since this day right here. Now, I don't mean to be a market bear. I am obviously an eternal bull forever. Ignorance isn't always bliss, and certainly isn't in this situation, so it's important that we talk about this. Firstly, you have to understand what's going on. Over the pond in Europe and elsewhere, coronavirus cases are spiking, okay? And we can't just sit here and pretend like the cases aren't going up in the US as well. Now, you have to take this with a grain of salt, but you have to take everything with a grain of salt. We're speculating. So it's important to understand that with all of the fear surrounding the election, with all of the fear that started to come into play in this area around in here, we are beginning to see a downtrend that has lasted the better part of 2 weeks now. All right? And with the election closing in soon and cases ramping up and stuff like that, I don't see this ending very soon. I don't think that we're going to go back all the way down here. I don't think the market's crashing again. But I think shit's going to get pretty weird here until the election's over with. Even as we speak, look, you just see the futures moving. We are going down Charlie Brown, and not in the good fun way. And I'll tell you what, if we break the 33, we're back to where we started, all right? We are back to the September bottoms, peeps, and that looks very possible if we continue on this path in the next, I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, so, if we don't start getting some good news, mid-November, early November, we could see the September lows again. If these trends keep holding true, that is. Obviously, I don't want them to. But we have to point out what's going on. I don't want you guys to just be running blind to get questions all the time. Oh, you think this is a buy? Is this a good swing? Is this a good... No. None of them are. I don't care what ticker you're talking about, all right? The number one goal right now, when stuff looks like this, is protect your account and try to make profits along the way. So buying and holding in here when the futures are downtrending like this is not a good idea. You're playing with fire. Now, our dumpster child of a baby Hyliion, that's neither here nor there. We are stuck bag holding, and we'll see what happens with that guy. But with your money that isn't locked up right now, it's important to understand what's going on and how despite things downtrending, there's still plays to be had. There's still money to be made. You just have to switch up your strategy. Things are different now. So I want to point out something right here. Everyone remembers this, right? SPI, the thing that went from, what was that, $1 to $46, a 4,600% run in a day. Yeah, well, people were freaked out, all right? Here's where we were at in the futures. Rock bottom. Let's see. Let's zoom in a little bit. Does this align with one of the reddest days we had? Yep. So, perfect example. When the indexes are like this, money isn't spread all over the place, right? Money is being pulled out of multiple places. I mean, after all, this is the SP500. This tracks 500 companies. So when markets are like this, when people are freaking out, money is pulling out, and then it looks for opportunity. And so despite things being just about as bleak as it's been, this zone right here, there's still crazy money to be made, guys. You just have to know where to look. And not only is there people pulling out of positions and now they're liquid and able to invest on days like this, but there's people over in here and here and here and here that were like, fuck this, I'm out. I'm going to wait for this to chill out and maybe take some opportunities if I see it. And hello, opportunity. I know people that made like 20 grand on this day. All right, so yes, this could happen again. We played them this morning, made like $200, whatever. Nothing too exciting. Everything was kind of muted by this. And will continue to be, all right? We have lots of earnings coming up, and people are asking this and that, and it's like, dude, I have no idea. This is going to snuff out any earnings excitement because people are freaking out right now. Holy blizzards, that is high. Yep, not good. All right, so here we have the day of market open. Kind of weird number. Normally it's like 22 double 25,000s or 33s or something in there, so it's kind of low. And we all know what happened after that. It did its classic pop in the morning and gets shorted, or just gets shorted. So we're going to look at some examples of what I would call bid calling.
So you would hit this guy and that guy when you would see an offering. When you see a guy who's bidding, you'd wipe out that guy very quickly. And what I used to do was called, if I wanted to go higher, I would take and bid, take and bid, take and bid. And if I wanted to go lower, I'd hit an offer, hit an offer, hit an offer. And I could get a stock like RIM for maybe, that might cost me 15, 20 million.
Buys will come in, and then sells will come right after that. And I have it choked down here to see anything over 100. It's not so apparent here, but in the next couple it is. So this isn't an example of that. This is just an example of snuffing. It started to bounce, people buying the dip, and then huge sell orders come right behind them. You know, why are we selling right here? So about 400 come in, and then 600 go out. 200 in, 400 out. 200 in, 300 out. So it's always the same order plus a little bit. So any ground you're trying to make is going to get canceled out and pushed down. You know, and it seems like it was running. Some of these bigger orders came in, started to run, but you see the same thing still. And here's the end of the day. We had some shorting right at the end, right at close, and some more. Yep. So, you know, not great, but finished green. Not saying much. You see we finished green, and those sell orders that I saw and that we just looked at did a pretty good job of pushing us to the downside, you know, so much so that it's easily sent further to the downside in the pre-market tomorrow, especially with the way things have been with the futures. So what does this mean for tomorrow and the rest of the week? Well, we don't have any news, man. We're just fluctuating now. I think 20 is likely our bottom, but the way futures been acting, you know, who knows? We held this for a month, so I would say, you know, while these different supports and resistances have validated themselves at a number of times, this is our strongest support other than the $10 SPAC support, because we were trading in this zone for so long. So we're back, and what's important to see also, it's more obvious on this big chart, the momentum has been breaking to the upside, even on a chart this big, a 4-hour 100. Since the Wegmans pop, we crossed the momentum back to the upside, and we've been slowly regaining ground. You know, but the futures are all over the place, man. And like we talked about before this, it's likely to get worse before it gets better. And, you know, not playing favorites, but if Biden wins, we're going to have a change of leadership and a change of rules and policies. And if you look back historically when that happens, the market doesn't like it. Not only that, but there's some of the policies that are talked about, you know, are really bad for the market in my eyes. So a lot is going to be hinged on the election, how quickly we can get an answer out of that, virus numbers spiking, home and abroad, lots of factors. So once again, you're holding this thing, you're thinking about getting in or whatever, cool, great. But other than this, I am liquid by 4 p.m. normally way earlier than that on my other account, okay? I am not holding anything. This kind of shit is happening, man. It is in your best interest to be liquid, not only because you want to protect your account. There's opportunities when the market's doing this, but when you have these huge overreactions and people just panic selling, you can get in on an opportunity, get out, be liquid again, and then who cares what happens after that. So, that's it for today. Hope y'all enjoyed. Like the thing, do the stuff, follow me on the things and stuff if you want to see stuff and things more often. Join the Discord. We'll be doing some DD after this. I'll get the picks out for tomorrow on there. Guard yourself, traders. We're in a weird time, and it's likely to get weirder. Catch you in the next one.